Hey girl, it's Amy here, and welcome to week one, Head Above the Clouds. So I'll just dive into the first module, which is all about mastering your mindset. So this is what we're going to cover. We're going to start with writing your Dreamline, then we're going to move on to who do you listen to, and then teachability index, training balance scale, and developing mindset autopilot. So don't worry if all of this stuff sounds a little weird right now. It'll all make sense as we go through the video. So first and foremost, write your Dreamline. So what is your Dreamline, right? So your Dreamline is the main core things that you want and, setting a plan to really get there. And, start by writing out everything you want, and you need to define what you want. So no matter how wild and crazy it is, just write out everything that you would like to achieve in the next 6 months, small goals and big uncomfortable goals. So try to write them in the categories of being, doing, and having. So once you have this list of all the things that you want, you're going to really break it down into these top 4 things. So the 4 things that would be like game changers in your life, the 4 things that excite you the most. So, and these are the things that you want in the next 6 months, things that you think you can achieve in the next 6 months or less, right? So I have a worksheet that I'll have you fill out. That's right here. It's called How to Create Your Dreamline. So if you click this link here, you can make a copy of this document in your Google Docs, and then you can fill this all out. So in 6 months, I dream of, so write 5 things that you dream of being. So being kind of sometimes goes along with doing. So maybe I dream of being, like maybe I dream of being someone who looks like this, or I dream of being an amazing cook, or I dream of being fluent in French, things like that. Doing could be I dream of traveling, for 30 days to Greece, or I dream of, learning ballet, or I dream of all these things. And then having is like the things the material things, right? So I dream of having, my own apartment in New York City, or I dream of having, this special linen bed set that's so amazing. So all these physical items that you dream of having. Then after you've written out all of these, you want to go through them and circle the top 4 that would be game changers for you. And then that's what your Dreamline is. So that's what you're going to do here. You're going to write those here. And then once you have your top 4 dreams, you're going to write out the estimated monthly cost for those. So after you've done that, you're going to go through and create your Dreamline action items. So, dreams are only dreams if you don't, actually go for it. You have to turn your dreams into something that's like this elusive, distant thing into this, okay, I want this in the next 6 months. What can I do now? What can I do today? What can I do tomorrow to get me one step closer to this dream? So I want you to do that for all 4 of your Dreamline items, and that's what we're gonna start implementing immediately. So fill out this sheet. It'll be in the resources section, and I'll get back to this. So once you've identified what your Dreamline is, you want it to be things that you feel so excited thinking about achieving, right? So, it's one thing to have a Dreamline. It's a whole nother thing to have a burning desire or not. So the things that you want, you need to have a burning desire for its achievement. Like you need to be, when you think about having those things, you can just imagine how great it would feel. So you want to think of it in terms of like, oh my God, like let's say one of the things on your Dreamline is 30 days solo in Greece. That's something that I personally love. So I'm going to use that example. So let's say you're like, oh my God, I can just imagine it. Like I would feel so amazing. Like I would just feel so free and incredible, and like feel those emotions associated with that and get a burning desire for its achievement. So make sure that the things on your Dreamline, those top 4 things, are things that really light you up, And then lastly, your decisions are your destiny. So you really need to learn the habit of making decisions. So most people choose unhappiness over uncertainty. And I actually got that from Tim Ferriss in the 4-Hour Workweek book, because it's so true, and that really resonated with me. Because it's like people would rather settle and even if they're not happy with where they're at, then take the leap of faith to like go towards something that they want. It's just too scary for them. They're just scared and insecure and all these things. And people sit in limbo until the day they die, honestly. Some people sit in limbo for months, years, or until they die. But, you're always one decision away from a completely different life. So if you think about it, like when you get married to someone, how long do you think about maybe, oh, is this person I want to be with? I don't know, for years. And then you're like, yes, I do. Or how long do you think about starting something until you actually start it? Or even think about like this course even. How long did you sit and wait to decide until you were like, okay, yes, I want to do this? So you really want to become someone who makes decisions, and you want to make decisions fast, and you want to be someone who's constantly in action and moving forward. And that's what it takes to live an uncommon life, to actually live a life where you can achieve your dream line. You know what I mean? So make sure that you're becoming someone who makes decisions quickly and try to embed that habit into your life. And I love this Jim Rohn quote. So if you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. So this is so true. You need to have a plan for your life. You need to take the time to design your dream line, because if you don't know where you're going, you don't know where you want to go, then you won't know what direction to go into. And it won't matter what direction you go into. It's like showing up to the airport and being like, hey, yeah, I don't care. Just take me somewhere. And then, a year goes by, you're like frolicking around Africa. You're like, wait, what the hell? I didn't want to be here. Why am I in Africa? But because you didn't set a destination, you don't know where you wanted to go, So if you wanted to end up in Asia, like you needed to set that from the start. So that's what we're doing. We're creating your dream line so that we can gear everything from here towards that. So I mentioned that you need a burning desire for your dream line. So here are some tips on how you can develop a burning desire. So first, make sure that you're tying yourself to a goal that really fuels you. So ask yourself, what would excite me? So don't ask like, what would I want? What would make me happy? I don't know. What do I want with my life? I don't know. Think to yourself, what would excite me? Like, here's a great example. Like I personally would jump through fire to get an immersive giraffe safari 30-day Airbnb experience. Like that sounds epic, but I might not change my socks for a weekend trip through Reno, Nevada. You know what I mean? So like make sure your goals are something that you feel excited about. Like, oh my God, okay, yes, this is what I want. Like, I don't care what I don't know how it's going to happen. I just know it's going to happen and I'm going to do this. Like, this is what I want. Like, hell yes. So if it's not a hell yes, then it's a hell no. Like, let's put it that way. So next, ask yourself the hard questions. So like, ask yourself, am I giving up my dreams for someone else right now? That one always resonated with me when I was on that journey, because it's like every time that you make a decision, you're either making a decision. If you're not making a decision towards your dreams, you're probably making a decision towards someone else's dreams and giving up your dreams, right? So let's say you decide to stay at your job like 6 more months because maybe your boss really wants you to, or all this stuff. Or let's say that you have all these really low paying clients that you don't want to work with anymore because they're eating up so much time and headache and causing you pain, but like you keep working with them anyways. So you're really giving up your dreams for someone else, right? So like identify all those areas of your life and make sure that you cut those all off, right? So make sure that you're putting your dreams first. And then next, am I okay with staying where I'm at? So ask yourself that question. Like, are you happy with where you're at right now? Is that okay with you? Do you want to stay there? Well, what if I asked you if you're okay with staying there 5 years from now? Like if you're exactly where you are right now in 5 years, would you be okay with that? Really sit and like think about that. Like imagine yourself in 5 years being where you're at right now. And, think of something that scares the shit out of you, like who you absolutely don't want to be. So for me, I always use this example for me because it just lights me up. Like I'm lit up by a lot of other things, but one of the things that I just is like one of my total like, I cannot be that is when I imagine being like with a guy that I really love and maybe it's great. And he's like this rich, fabulous dude that everyone would be like, oh, he's so great. But I'm like this bored wife who like doesn't have her own career. That just totally hell no. Like that's not going to be me. Like I am going to be the success. And then I'm going to find someone I love. Right. So like, me building my own thing is so important to me. Like being this side wife is like something I would never want to be. And not that that's wrong for anybody. I'm just telling you my personal thing. So think of something that scares you, who you absolutely don't want to be, like a trigger for you. And then, let that help drive you. And then third, switching from wants to defined steps. So First, you define what you want, you get a burning desire for its achievement, and then write out some things you can do now, today, and tomorrow to get you one step closer to that dream. So this course is a great example. Like, you define you want to start or scale your business. That's something that you wanted, so you signed up for this course and you resonated with what I had to say. And that's amazing. You took a step towards your dreams, and that's really amazing. So I don't like to focus too much on action, actually, but I do think that it kind of helps you push into like too much on action instead of like dreams. And we'll get more into that later. But mostly what I want you to do is just define what you want, get a burning desire for its achievement, and then start like feeling like, oh my God, what am I excited to do right now that I could start building momentum towards that dream instead of leaving it as some like pipe dream, right?